Hello friends, in this video we shall do type 1 problems of solving or finding the Fourier transforms under case 2 where the function is given to be an even function. So we have already done in the previous video one problem under case 2 to find the Fourier transform where the function was defined in minus a to a and was an odd function. Now let me take up the second problem here. This is problem number 2 because the previous problem was the first one. So we need to find the Fourier transform of the function f of x where the function f of x is given by x square in the interval mod x less than or equal to a, 0 otherwise. So proceeding as we did in the previous case, if you look at the problem carefully, mod x less than or equal to a means it is minus a to plus a. Recall the working rule. We are given f of x is equal to x square in the interval minus a less than or equal to x less than or equal to a, because mod x less than or equal to a means minus a to plus a. The first step was to check the nature of the function. So in which case we had to replace x by minus x. So this became minus x the whole square, which continues to be x square. The limits are minus a less than or equal to minus x less than or equal to a, which now becomes minus a less than or equal to x less than or equal to a. So if we equate 1 and 2, if you look at 1 and 2, the function f of x and f of minus x both are equal to x square in the same interval. So what does that mean? This means that f of minus x is equal to f of x, which proves that f of x is an even function of x. So that's what we had to do. We had to check the nature of f of x and thereby check the nature of f of x into cos sx and f of x into sin sx. So let us see how. Now let me proceed further to decide the nature. Consider f of x cos sx. So now look at the nature that we had to define. F of x is nothing but even according to what we have just now found. So cos is always even function. Even into even is even. So f of x into cos sx is an even function of x. And then look at the next function I said, f of x into sin sx. Now look at this nature. F of x that we found is even. Sin is always an odd function. So what is the product of the two? It is an odd function. So f of x into sin sx is an odd function of x. So the nature of f of x is even. The nature of f of x cos sx is even, f of x sin sx is odd. So what we wanted to do in step 1, we have completed. Now take up the definition. So by definition, the Fourier transform of f of x is given to be 1 by root 2 pi integral minus to plus infinity f of x e power isx dx. As what we studied in the working rule in the previous video, we said we are not substituting for f of x but expanding. What are we expanding? E power isx. We are writing e power isx as cos sx plus I sin sx. So how will this look like? Therefore, Fourier transform of f of x therefore is equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus to plus infinity f of x into cos sx dx. That's my first integral. The second integral has I in it, divided by the constant root 2 pi integral minus to plus infinity f of x into sin sx dx. So we have not substituted for f of x nor the limits. What did we do? Simply expanded e power isx and then split it into two integrals. Now which is odd and which is even? Look at the first one, f of x cos x is even. So this is even, so it will be retained, and this is odd, which will be cancelled. So let us cancel the odd integral completely, put it 0. So what is the only integral which is left? The first one, which is an even integral. And because it is an even integral, what should we do to the limits? We should write it as 2 by root 2 pi integral 0 to infinity because of the property, and then retain f of x as it is, cos of sx dx. So far we did not touch f of x nor the limits. Now that we have brought it to the most simplified form, we have to now substitute for f of x. What is given to us? F of x is equal to x square in the interval minus a to plus a. So let us look at the number line. Minus a to a is there. Within the entire interval it is x square. But what is our lower limit now? It is 0. So we are interested only in the z from 0 to the upper limit. And what is the upper limit in our problem? It is a. And what is f of x? It is x square. So let us substitute all of them here. 2 by root 2 is root 2 in the numerator. So it becomes root of 2 by pi. The upper limit, lower limit is 0, upper limit is a, f of x is x square, and we have cos sx dx, and from now it becomes our usual integration problem. So let us integrate it using Bernoulli rule and then continue. So far we have done as we did in the previous problem. The previous problem was an odd function. Here it is even. So we start with x square as u, v as cos of sx. So we continue to differentiate x square, it becomes 2x, then it becomes 2, and the third derivative is 0. So we integrate v consecutively until the third integral. So cos sx becomes sin sx divided by s. The second integral again will give you minus cos of sx divided by s square, and consecutively third time will give me here minus sine of sx divided by s cube. Now what we need to do is combine, put an arrow to u and v1 with a plus sign, u dash v2 with a minus sign, u double dash v3 with a plus sign. So now let me substitute and rewrite this. It will become root of 2 by pi. Let me open a flower bracket. The first term is x square sine of sx divided by s. The second term is minus 2x cos of sx. I am combining u dash and v2. So that divided by s square. The third one will give me minus 2 sine of sx divided by s cube. And the limits here varying from 0 to a. So now we need to substitute the limits step by step. I substitute x as a in the beginning. So this becomes upper limit. Let us substitute. So let me put a square bracket for the upper limit. It becomes a square. I am replacing x by a sine of sa divided by s minus 2a cos of sa divided by s square, and the next becomes minus 2 sine of SA divided by S cube. Now look at the lower limit. The lower limit here becomes, the second term is a plus sign. If I see here, because of minus into minus, there's a minus here, there's a minus here, so it's a plus sign. So this becomes a plus, this becomes a plus. The third term is of course a minus. So now coming back. Now lower limit, what is happening when I'm replacing x by 0? The first term is 0 because I have an x. You see, I have an x here, it becomes 0. I have an x here, it becomes 0. And here sine 0 is 0. So all the terms that which I have here, because sine 0 is 0, and all the terms in the second lower limit is 0. So there is no contribution from the lower limit. So what happens now is I could take the LCM as x cube and simplify and declare the answer as Fourier transform of f of x is equal to root of 2 by pi. So let me take the LCM as s cube, so that the first term is a square, s square sine of as. Then the second term is 2as, because I have a square and the LCM is s cube, cos of as minus 2 sine of as, the whole divided by S cube is the denominator, and that result is equal to f of s. So this is the Fourier transform of the given function. The function is only x square in the interval minus a to a, and this is the result for the Fourier transform. If we had done it using direct definition, we would have had terms of the form e power ias. So this would have become tough for us to rewrite again in terms of sine and cos. So this would be a better method of doing it. Let's quickly summarize it before we conclude this video. So we have done one problem in an odd function in the last video, and this is for an even case. So we have taken up a function as x square, checked whether it is even or odd. We found it to be even by replacing minus x by minus x. Then we checked the nature of f of x cos x and f of x sin x. Then we started with the definition, expanded e power isx, split it into two integrals. We removed the odd integral and retained the even integral. Rewrote that minus infinity to infinity as 2 times 0 to infinity, and only then substituted for f of x and the upper limit as given in the problem. Then performed the Bernoulli rule, simplified, and declared what is f of s, that is the Fourier transform of f of x. Similar problems will be attempted in the next type of problems when we also include problems of inversion into it. So type 2 will be where I would be finding out Fourier transform and applying it in inversion, declaring certain results, and even apply Parseval's identity. So that becomes a bigger problem to do, and this would act as a base to do that problem. So I hope these two videos have helped you. Please practice some more problems in similar lines, and I will come out with type 2 problems in my next video. Thanks for watching. Take care.